the topics, that is depth first search and breadth first search. These are the two methods of finding the spanning trees. These are the methods of finding a spanning trees. These are the methods of finding the spanning trees of a connected graph. Of a connected graph G. Of a connected graph G. Here in the first one is depth first search. The depth first search will be written as DFS. Depth first search. So in the depth first, the algorithm, depth first algorithm. Here we are considering a graph G, V, E is a connected. Consider a graph G connected having a order n, of order n with the vertices V1, V2, V3, so on Vn in some specified order. The DSF algorithms having the following steps, in which we assign the variable V to the vertex being considered. So V is the variable which will be used for assigning the variable, so which will be used for the vertex. So according to the step 1 in the DFS algorithm, first we consider a vertex V1. First consider a vertex V1 to initialize the tree. So we equate a first vertex V1, assign a vertex V1 to the variable, assign V1 to the variable V, assign a variable V1 to the variable V and initialize a T. And initialize T. So initialize a T as consisting of just the vertex. Initializing the T as the vertex consisting of just this vertex only. Means the vertex V1 will turn out to be the root of a T. Means first we have to assign a V1 to the variable V. The vertex V1 will be considered as a root of the tree. Root of the tree T. And in the next step, in the step 2, we select a smallest subscript K. K means a smallest subscript K which is greater than or equal to 2, less than or equal to n. K means V, Vk. V is the variable V1. In the Vk, we consider a smallest subscript K where the K is greater than or equal to 2, less than or equal to n. For example, suppose there is a vertices V1, V2, V3, so on V5 in the graph G. Suppose V1 is considered as a root, then we have to consider smallest subscript for the K, means we have to consider a V2 next. If suppose V1, Vk belongs to E and Vk has not already been included, because we have not used already Vk here, means we have used a V1 only. V2 will not be used in the graph. Suppose if V2 is not used in the graph, then we have to be included in a, if suppose Vk has not included in a T, then we have to move to the next step. Suppose V2 has already included. Suppose V2 has already included. Then we go to the step 3. Suppose it is not included. Then we move to the next step. So in the step 2, first we have to consider a vertex Vk where the K is greater than or equal to 2, less than or equal to n, because V1 is already assigned here. So next we have to consider the vertex other than V1, which is the smallest subscript of the K. So in that, suppose Vk has not been already included. If Vk is not included, if Vk is not included, then see here, such that V, Vk belongs to K where Vk has not already been included in a T. If no subscription is found, then we go to the step 3. Otherwise, we perform the following things here. Suppose if vk is not has been already included, then attach the edge v comma vk in the t and assign a vk to v, and we return to the step 2 again. Again we find the smallest subscription and we say that is there any v comma vk is included. If it is included, when we move to again the step 3. If otherwise, we attach the edge v1 and vk, means v comma next vertex. So in the step 3, if v is equal to v1, then the t is the spanning tree for the order specified. Suppose v is not equal to v1, backtrack from the v. If u is the parent of the vertex, assign to v in a t, then assign a u to v and return to the step 2 here. Suppose we take a backtrack from the v. If u is the parent of the vertex assigned to v in a t, then assign a u to v and return to the step 2 here. So I am explain all the steps in a example only, that will give you the clear idea here. Consider a connected graph with having a vertices v1, v2, v3, v7, v5, v6, v4, v8. So v1, v2, v3, v4, v5, v6, v7, v8. So totally 8 vertices will be there here. When we start finding the spanning tree by the method of the DFS algorithm. So in the vertices of the list v1, v2, v3, v4, v5, v6, v7, v8. First we start with the vertex v1. v1 will be considered as our root. And now we have to consider a smallest subsection for the k of the vk. Clear it is? We have considered a v1 here. This v1 will be considered as a v. Now we have to find the smallest subsection for the k, that is 2. Means we have to consider the edge v1, v2. If v1, v2 belongs to the edge set E of the graph G, and that is not has been already included in the tree, means we have to add a edge v1, v2 in a t. Now we have to consider v2 as a root, and now we have to start with the v2, considering a v2. Now we have to see the edges which are start with the v2, that is v7, v2, v7. That is also not included in the tree, and that is also belongs to the edge set E. Now join v7. Now consider v7 as your root and see the edges which are attached to the vertex v7, that is v3. So v7, v3 belongs to E, and this edge is not present, is not included in the T, so we included that edge here. Now consider a v3 as your root and see the edge which is start with the vertex v3, that is v3, v1. But v1 vertex is already exist in the edge v1, v2. So we cannot add the edge v1, v3 here, because in the edge v3, v1, in the edge V3, V1 is not the first vertex. V3 is not the first vertex because from the V3 we not get a different edge which is other than vertex, which is other than with the vertex V1. So here V1 is already exist in the edge V1, V2. So we cannot take a edge from V1 to V3. So we go back from the track. So go back from the track here. For the V3, V7 is our parent. V7 is the parent for the vertex V3. So by considering V7 as a parent, if U is the parent vertex, assign to the vertex V. Then assign U to V. And then assign this vertex as again a root. And see again the edge, is there anything attached to V7. So that is V5. So for the vertex V7, we have an edge with the vertex V5. So there is a edge V7, V5 which belongs to the edge set E, and that has not been included in the T. So join that also. So now there is no edges here. Now go back to the track. Again consider V1 as your root. So again from the V1 we have one more new edges by continuing the same process, that is V1 to V4 we have one edge. Again consider V4 as a root. For the V4 we have one more edge, that is V8. Now consider V8 as the root. From the V8 we have a edge V6. Again considering a V6 as a root, again it is joined to V1, but it is already there, so we cannot go again for a V6, V7. We stop the procedure here because all the edges are completed here. So now the spanning tree will be this one here. So I am repeating it once again. Consider a vertex V1 as a root, and start with the V1, join a V2 and V2 to V7, V7 to V3. We cannot join V3, V1 here because V1 will be repeated here. So we cannot take it. Now go back to V7. Take a V7 to V5. Edges are different here. So now there is no further edges. Back to the track again to V1. So now from the V1 we have a vertex V4. From the V4 to V8, V8 to V6. We cannot join V6, V1 here because V1 is already taken. So we cannot consider V1 again as a root. We have considered it once again. So that this will be the way of finding the spanning tree here by the method of DFS algorithm. Now we are moving to the BFS algorithm. So in the BFS algorithm, let's consider G be the connected graph of the order n with the vertices V1, V2, so on, Vn in some specified order. If we refer to the ordered list Q of a vertices of a G as a Q, as the Q in a G, the vertices are inserted into this list at one end, and at another end we deleted from the list at the other end. So the first vertex is inserted into the Q is the first vertex that can be taken out of it. So in this procedure we consider V is a variable to which a vertex of a graph G is assigned. So in the procedure of the BSF algorithm, we make a list of the vertices. Those will be in the Q. In the G, the number of vertices or the list of the vertices will be considered as a Q. So in that Q, we consider the first vertex in that Q, and that will be inserted in the graph T, and that will on the other end we delete that edge. So if we consider if in the list at one end we have a vertices are inserted into this list at one end and called a rear of the queue, and deleted it from the list at other end, that will be called a front of the queue. So when we come to directly the procedure here, so in the procedure, first we assign the vertex v1 and insert this vertex into the queue and initialize a t as a tree made up of this vertex v1. By considering the v1 as a root, we have to start the procedure of making the spanning tree here. So in the step 2, what happen when we consider a vertex v as a, so here v1 is equated to v here. So when we insert that vertex into the procedure, we have to delete that vertex from the queue. When v is deleted, now consider a next vertex vk, where the k will be greater than or equal to 2 and less than or equal to n. If the edge v, vk belongs to E and vk has not been visited previously, we attach that edge to T. If we examine all of the vertices previously visited and obtain the no new edge, the tree T is the desired spanning tree. Suppose we insert the vertices adjacent to each v at the rear of the queue according to the order in which they are visited. Then return to the step 2. Insert the vertices adjacent to each v at the rear of the queue. So according to this order in which they are visited, then return to the step 2. Means all the procedure will be clearly understood when we explain the procedure here. First we have to take a one vertex. In the list of the vertices, first we have to make the list of the vertices. So in the list of the vertices, the first vertex will be considered as a root. For that vertex, the adjacent, we have to find out the adjacent vertices. And then in that adjacent vertices, we have to add the edges of the adjacent vertices. After joining the adjacent edges, then we have to go for the next adjacent vertices of those newly taken vertices. So here, take this graph here. Suppose we have a vertex v1. First we have to see the adjacent vertices of the v1. Those are v4, v6, v3, v2. So that we have to join v1, v2, v1, v3, v1, v6 and v1, v4. Next we have to check adjacent vertices of v4, that is v8. Adjacent vertex of the v2 is v7. So now we have to join v2, v7, v4, v8. And then we have to check the adjacent vertices of v8, v7. v7 has the adjacent vertex v3, but that is already taken, so we cannot take it. And again the another adjacent vertex for the v7 is v5. That will be taken. So that will be taken here. And again for the vertex v8, adjacent vertex will be v6, but v6 is already taken in that graph. So we cannot take it again here, because v6 is already taken. So when we take adjacent vertex to v1, the adjacent vertices are for the v1, v4, v6, v3, v2. Those will be considered, and we add the edges and we delete all these edges from the queue. So remaining vertices are only v8, v5, v7. Now we have to see the adjacent vertices for v4, v7 only. So remaining vertices are v8 and v5 and v7. These are adjacent to the vertices v2 and v4. So join a v2, v7 and v4, v8. For the v8, we cannot take again v6 as a adjacent vertex because it is already as a is it is already joined with the V1 and it is already deleted, so we cannot take it again. So V5, V7, when V2, V7 are added, now we have to think about a V7. V7 has the two adjacent vertices V3 and V5, but V3 has already taken as adjacent to V1, so we cannot take it again and it will be already deleted. Now we have to consider for the V7 we have adjacent vertex V5. So now I will explain this. So consider the graph G here. So in the graph G we have the vertices V1, V2, V3, V4, V5, V6, V7 here. So in this V8. So in the set of vertices, start with the V1. Start with the V1 here. For the V1, adjacent vertices are. For the V1, adjacent vertices are V2, V3, V4, V6. So that join the edges V1, V2, V1, V3, V1, V6, V1, V4, V1, V4. Now delete these edges. Remaining edges are V5, V7, V8. These are adjacent to V4, adjacent to V2. So that draw V4, V8, V4, V8 and draw V2, V7, V2, V7. Now we have to check the adjacent vertices to these V8 and V7. That is, already we have one more edge. So V8, V7 are completed now. So delete these V8, V7 also. V1, V2, V3, V4, V6 are deleted. Now remaining vertex is V5. So now this vertex V5 is adjacent to V7. Join that V5. Clear it is? First we have taken a vertex V1. For the V1 adjacent vertices are V2, V3, V6, V4. So we joined those vertices. Now from the list of the vertices V1, V2, V3, V4, V5, V6, V7, V8. We have to delete V1, V2, V3, V4 and V6. Remaining vertices are V7, V8, V5. So V7 is adjacent to V2. V8 is adjacent to V4. So join them. V8, V7 are joined. So delete that V7 and V8. Now the remaining edge is, remaining vertex is V5. Now when the vertices V7 and V8 are deleted, remaining vertex is V5. That V5 is adjacent to V7. Join that. So now there is no edge remains. So procedure will be completed here. This will be the spanning tree of the graph G here. So that is how to find out the spanning tree by the DFS algorithm and BFS algorithm. So the same graph is explained for DFS algorithm and BFS algorithm. So see here the differences of the DFS and BFS. I am drawing the graph. Same graph will be explained for both BFS and DFS here. So in the DFS. So in the DFS we start with the vertex V1 and come to V2. And now consider V2 as a root. Now consider V2 as a root. So start with the V2 and see the edges to joined with the V2, that is V7. So take a V7. Now V7 is a root. So for this V7 we have a edge to V3. Join a V3, V7. Now consider V3 as a root. Now see the edges to this V3, that is V1, but V1 has already taken, so we cannot go again there. Now come back to the track. Now consider V7 as again the root and see the edges to V7, that is joined with the vertex V5. Now there is no further edges joined here, so go back to the track. Now consider V1 as a root. There is an edge V for the V1, that is V4. Join a V1, V4. Now consider V4 as a root. For the V4, we have to see the edge, that is joined with the V8. That is joined with the V8. Now consider V8 as a root. For the V8, we have an edge with the V8, that is V6. Now consider V6 as a root. The V6 is joined to V1, but V1 is already taken, so we cannot take again to the V1 here. So we stop the procedure here because there is no edges remains here. When we come to the BFS algorithm, we have the list of the vertices V1, V2, V3, V4, V5, V6, V7, V8. We consider a vertex V1 as a root, and we have to see the adjacent vertices of V1, that is V2, V3, V6, V4. So we have to join the edges V4, V6, V3 and V2, and we have to delete these edges. Now remaining vertices are V7, and now we have to delete these vertices, and remaining vertices are V7, V8 and V5. V7 and V8 are the edges to the V4 and V2. So join the edges V8 and V7. So delete those vertices or delete those edges here. So now the remaining vertices is V5, that is an edge to V7. Join that V7 and V5. So that is the graph of the spanning tree by the BFS algorithm. So that is how to find out the spanning tree.